She stood at the altar in disbelief, her white gown clinging to her body like a second skin, eyes wide as whispers turned into accusations. It was supposed to be the happiest day of her life. Instead, it felt like a public execution. Her groom, once the most tender man she had ever known, stood there with cold fury in his eyes. And just like that, without warning, security was called. Before we continue, if you are watching our video for the first time, you're highly welcome to your favorite channel, Elliot Stories. Please bless and support us by hitting that subscribe button. Turn on your notification bell to get notified for more heartwarming stories coming your way tomorrow and never to miss any. Share to friends who love stories filled with twists and good morals, and also to loved ones who value respect, equity, and justice no matter the cost. Where are you watching from? Please tell us in the comments. We love seeing how far our stories travel. And to other beautiful and hard-working YouTubers, let's interact in the comment section. I hope to see you soon. To our unique constant viewers, our highly esteemed subscribers, lovely new viewers, and first-time subscribers, thank you for being part of our beautiful journey daily. As security approached, Grace Kingsley's heels echoed against the marble floor as she was escorted out of her own wedding. She didn't scream. She didn't beg. She just turned and walked, like a queen stripped of her crown but not her dignity. Grace was no ordinary bride. At 34, she was one of the youngest black CEOs in the luxury skincare industry. Her brand, Eden Elixir, sat atop shelves in the most exclusive spas and boutiques across the globe. Raised by a mother who sold fruit at the market and a father who shined shoes, Grace had clawed her way out of the depths of poverty. She understood what it meant to fight, to hustle, to never settle. Because of that, love had never come easy. Her wealth scared off men. Her success intimidated suitors. Grace had dated CEOs, actors, professors. None of them lasted. Either they wanted to control her or they felt inadequate beside her. So when Jason came along, kind and gentle, strong and supportive, Grace felt seen. Finally, they met at a charity gala in Cape Town. Jason, a marketing consultant who spoke fluent French and cooked like a chef, was volunteering at the event. He wasn't flashy. He didn't recognize her immediately. That humility charmed her. They shared wine, laughter, and later, months of deep conversation. He never once asked about her net worth. Instead, he asked about her fears. So how did it come to this? Being thrown out of her own wedding in front of 200 guests, media, family, shareholders? A video. Unbeknownst to her, someone had sent Jason a video that morning. It showed Grace, 3 years ago, kissing a man in Italy, her ex, an investor who was later caught embezzling from several companies, including hers. She had ended that relationship the moment she discovered his schemes. But the video painted a different picture. Jason didn't ask questions. He didn't give her a chance to explain. Instead, he stood there, in his suit and heartbreak, and told the officiant there would be no wedding. Grace stood in the hallway of the hotel, cameras flashing, her reputation already being rewritten online. She paced slowly toward the elevator. Her assistant tried to speak, but she waved her off. Her heart was too full. Not with sorrow, but with disappointment. What no one knew was that Grace had been planning this day not just as a wedding, but as a symbol. A symbol to young girls that they could have it all: wealth, love, freedom. And now, that symbol was being dragged through the mud. But fate, as always, wasn't finished. As she sat in the back of the limo, still in her wedding dress, her phone rang. Unknown number. She ignored it. Then it rang again. And again. Finally, curiosity won. She picked up. "Miss Kingsley," a woman's voice said. "Yes. My name is Amelia. I'm calling from Coral Heights Nursing Home. I'm a volunteer here. We've had a resident asking for you. He said it was urgent. I don't know anyone at Coral Heights. His name is Isaac Monroe. He says he knew your mother." Grace froze. Isaac Monroe had been her mother's closest friend, almost like a second father. He disappeared shortly after her mother passed. The last thing she remembered was her mother sobbing one night, holding a letter Isaac had written. Then nothing. Silence. No word from him. For 20 years. "I'll be there in 30 minutes. She arrived at Coral Heights still in her dress. Makeup smudged. Dignity intact. The receptionist gasped when she walked in. Isaac was on the second floor, reading a worn Bible. He smiled. "Still got your mother's fire." Grace hugged him tightly, tears finally breaking free. "I saw what happened," he said softly. The video. The wedding. Then you know I've been humiliated. No, Grace. You've been tested. Isaac handed her a folder. Inside was proof, emails, bank transfers, surveillance screenshots, showing that the video was edited and distributed from Jason's best friend's email. The same man who once hit on Grace at a yacht party and got turned down. It was a setup, Isaac said. Jealousy is a vicious poison. Grace sat still. The betrayal stung more now. Jason didn't trust her. He didn't even investigate. He just judged. So why now? Why did you reach out today? Isaac smiled. Because your mother knew this day would come. She told me if you ever faced a moment where the world questioned your worth, to give you this. He handed her a velvet box. Inside was a gold ring, a fire opal. Engraved inside, "You are enough, always." Grace left Coral Heights not broken, but reborn. That evening, social media buzzed with confusion. Grace had released a calm, poised video statement. She explained the truth. She provided evidence. She didn't slander Jason. She didn't play the victim. She stood as herself, resilient, honest, and powerful. The twist. Jason called her the next day. He apologized. Profusely. Tearfully. "I should have trusted you," he said. "Please, let's talk." Grace listened. And declined. Love without trust was no love at all. Instead, she made a call of her own. To someone she hadn't spoken to in years. Michael Owusu, the man she once dismissed because he worked as a local journalist. He picked up. "Grace. I owe you a dinner," she said. He chuckled. "It's been 4 years. I'm a slow learner." Michael had been her friend during her early business days. He supported her, interviewed her when no one else cared, walked her home when she had no driver. He had feelings. She ignored them. Not out of cruelty, but fear. They met that weekend. He brought flowers. She brought laughter. 2 months later, they launched a scholarship foundation together for young women in tech and beauty. A year later, they traveled to South Africa, just as friends. But on a quiet evening, beneath the stars, Grace looked at him and saw something different. Not flash. Not status. Just peace. Michael never asked her to dim her light. He just held it. 3 years later, she married Michael in a quiet ceremony with only family and friends who truly knew her heart. No media. No drama. Just love. Grace's story became one of the most watched episodes ever on Elliot Stories. Not because of scandal, but because of redemption. Her story reminded women that being powerful doesn't mean being invincible. That love without honesty is a ticking bomb. That betrayal can open doors to greater truths. And most importantly, that forgiveness doesn't always mean reconciliation. To society, the lesson was simple: judge less, ask more, and never let the noise of others drown your truth. This story was humbly crafted and brought to you by your favorite channel, Elliot Stories. Catch you on the next one. Huge appreciation from Elliot.